Hello there. Today I'm going to talk about what some of the best early purchases are for anyone new to Marvel Crisis Protocol, or where to get started. My name is Nate, and welcome to the Gamers Guild. So I have not one but two videos already covering this topic, both from the first year this game was released. And honestly, never thought that I would need to do an updated one because my advice would have just stayed the same anyways. A&G dropped the affiliation boxes where they are a fantastic value, but the core box was still just too good of a starting point to ignore. But then everything changed when when AMG made all of the Crisis cards print and play. And I think that more than anything else opened up the discussion of where to send people who are wanting to get into the game. So with that in mind, let's answer the question, what do I buy first? I think there are two answers to this question. The simple answer and the one that's going to be a little bit more tailored to the individual. The simple blanket answer that has stood the test of time and is still a good answer is the core box. It has everything you need to have a full roster of characters, like go to an event the next day and you can play. As well, it comes with the movement tools, range rulers, and dice that you need to play. The cost breakdown of everything that comes in the core box versus what you get for all of them individually pieces is kind of crazy. The core box, ignoring sales and discounts, is $100 MRSP. The dice on their own are $10, the range rulers and movement tools are $20, and the NYC terrain pack is $50, but we'll knock off 10 since it comes with one less piece of terrain and call that $40 worth of terrain. At which point, for $30, you get 10 minis and a bunch of tactic cards. Not to then mention that you can also find the core blocks for closer to $80 online pretty easily. However, I've seen a lot of people that have had little to no interest in the core box characters, the villains or heroes. And then, in addition to that, there are those out there who don't need the terrain because you either already have some from 3D prints or something else, or maybe someone else in your community is providing the terrain. Well, you will still need the tools and dice, but from there you can then pick up a couple of affiliation packs and a normal pack and have a fully fleshed out roster. For instance, the Brotherhood pack, the X-Men pack, and then a pack like Rogue and Gambit makes for a pretty solid X-Men or Brotherhood roster. Sure, it's more pricey than the core box once you get everything, but you also don't have any wasted money in models that you don't have any interest in. I think the main reason this works now, though, and didn't used to, is the Crisis cards. The core box coming with 3 of each kind of Crisis was one of the bigger reasons it was a pivotal purchase for new players. Because after that, there really wasn't too much rhyme or reason as to what character packs came with Crisis cards. But now that they are print and play and or coming to a retail just Crisis card set later this year, people have a lot more flexibility on how they want to enter the game. So if you have a friend who is wanting to get into the game, don't have a lot of interest in the core box characters, point them to an affiliation box or two that speaks to them and let them go crazy from there. If there isn't an affiliation box for the team they're interested in, the core box is still an amazing starting point, and honestly, still the starting point that I would suggest to everyone in a more broad sense, that there is just such great monetary value in that package. But also great characters that range over multiple affiliations, and also make solid splash characters elsewhere with Core Widow, Baron Zemo, and so on. However, if you're wanting to get into the game for a specific team and don't really care about things like the meta or splashing certain characters out of affiliation for synergy, go out and buy what you want and play those games. Now, regardless of whatever your first entry point into MCP is, I will always recommend going after the characters and affiliations that interest you. That can be because it's your favorite character or team from the comics or movies, because of the playstyle, or even because it's a competitively strong list. If you don't have anything that really interests you personally, but want to know what a next good purchase is, I would recommend coming from the core box, picking up Black Panther and Killmonger. This gives you access into a whole new affiliation with Wakanda, should you choose to extend it with Okoye and Shuri, but also gives you another member of the Cabal and an Avengers character. From there, you can round out Wakanda and play some games to figure out what you enjoy from the game, and then talk to some of your experienced players locally or even online and ask where to go next. If you want, feel free to just leave a comment, and I'm happy to hear what you like about the game and try to point you in the right direction myself. However, this does wrap up my thoughts on what some of the best first purchases into Marvel Crisis Protocol looks like now at the beginning of 2023. As always, I want to say thanks to the members of the Guildhall who are supporting the channel and podcast with your contributions. And if you're shopping for your mini stuff online, consider using the Guild sponsors to support an LGS that hosts game nights and a place to play for their local players. If you're in the UK, that means shopping at Tritex. Use the code TritexGGCP5 at checkout for an extra 5% off. And if you use it on a pre-order item like, I guess at this point, Agent Venom and Spider-Woman, who I am super excited about, it'll net you a total 25% off. And if you're in the US, head to gamechefs.org and use the code GamersGuild, no space, to save an extra 15% off of their already discounted prices, which comes out to a really good bargain, so much so that I don't know if I'm technically supposed to advertise it at the percentage off you get. However, I will continue to say if you are shopping with your own LGS, keep supporting them. We as a community support that decision and love you for it. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on gaming.